I was born and raised in the dirty South. And where I'm from, the only thing dirty about my streets was them outskirts. Because on the inside, we had community, love for one another. I'm talking the type of neighborhood that no matter what block you lived on, I considered you a sister or a brother. But it wasn't until I stepped out the outskirts of my neighborhood where I realized that I was from Decatur, where it's greater depending on your color. And for a long time, the only thing that shielded me from that reality was my mother, who told me that if I wanted to fly, she would sew me wings. So she did. She stayed up all night making them out of her dreams because she wanted me to soar to a new height. Told me that if I wanted to reach the sky, I didn't need Delta in order to make that flight. So when I got older, I packed my bags full of all of the possibilities of the things that I could be. And I entered into a world that unfortunately only saw my skin color when it looked at me. And after looking around at all of the limited opportunities that were designated for me, well, let's just say my bag of possibilities seemed lighter and lighter. My future started looking dim when I promise you it had once seemed brighter, and I found myself trying to conform to this Anglo-Saxon culture that was different from mine. Bowing down to assimilation because I couldn't find my spine, and mama, I promise I was just trying to reach the other side of the railroad tracks. And even though I hate to admit it, once I crossed over, it was never my intentions on looking back. For I had brainwashed myself into thinking that if I wanted to move up like the Jeffersons, I had to forget about the good times. Purchase myself a new identity with my few pennies and my rusted out dimes. No symbiosis between me and who I used to be. Because the two could never exist, because only one is correct. So I told myself, you will not let them see your curly hair. And you will not let them hear your native dialect. And at the end of the day, mama, all I really wanted to do was just make you proud of me. That somehow in my quest for success, I lost my identity. But where do broken identities go? Can they find their way home? I realized that I was running away from the only place in which I truly belonged. I had forgot about all the beauty that I had left behind, searching for this so-called American peace of mind. I had taken my degree and a whole bunch of materialistic things, and I tried to hide, forgetting that the things that truly shape me are the intangible things on the inside. But I realize now that it was not my skin color that put me at a social or economical disadvantage. It was my mentality, thinking that I needed to act white in order to have upward mobility. But I realized that I don't have to look like my sister to my left. And I don't have to act like my sister to my right. And I thank God for making me perfectly in his image every night. I have learned how to adapt instead of transform. Celebrate my differences that separate me from the norm. I am no longer a puppet. Oh, I have cut those strings because I learned a long time ago that the sky is the limit. In order to reach it, all I have to do is just dust off my wings.